Welcome to ETHDam, to ETHDam, to ETHDam, to ETHDam, to ETHDam.
Okay, our last session of the morning, then everyone can go grab some food. We have Roel Nuyts, When AI Whispers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So yes, this is the purgatory, which is the slot just before lunch. Thank you everyone for, withstanding the temptation to go grab lunch. What I promise you, what I'm going to do as a reward is not to try and sell you on Nillion. I'm just going to share some thoughts about AI in general, and maybe at the last bit, I'll just spout some technical jargon, what potentially is Nillion. I knew I was at the right place this morning because when I entered, I saw the little sticker saying privacy is normal. And these are our core tenets. Privacy is the default and sharing data is a choice, right? So I'm Roel Nuyts. I'm the end boss at Nillion for product. As anyone in product should be doing, you should be working with AI, or you should at least have strong opinions around AI, right? I've been working in AI for about 7 years actively. 95% of the time, I'm super enthusiastic. Everything that AI will bring us, all the progress that we're seeing. 5% of the time, however, I'm more on the dark side, or I wake up on the dark side. I'm in the pit of AI depression. This presentation was made when I was chilling in that pit, right? So this is going to be a bit of a depressing presentation. Anyway, when AI whispers, from assistants to manipulators. So we all know this, right? All those big headlines saying AI may replace 300 million jobs, AI will steal our jobs, right? 41% of companies in the world will cut jobs by 2030. Most of the people in this room probably don't fear AI too much, but just think about the broader economy and everybody else outside there, right? Because the reality is that a bunch of content creation markets are basically the bottom of the market is being cut off, right? If you're average, if you're below average, if you're a below average designer, a below average content creator, even a below average developer, your job is in jeopardy because of AI. So you need to be above that line. And it's not just content creators, it's also white collar jobs like legal, strategy, my job, white collar jobs in general. Luckily, however, and this is a little bit old, everybody, well, you might not know him, but this is Garry Kasparov. He famously lost to IBM Deep Blue way back. What was he good at? What made him a grandmaster? He was very good at tactics, seeing immediately on the board, like, these are the schemas, this is the next move, I understand this pattern, so short decision making. But he combined that with long-term strategy, knowing where he wanted to get to, right? What I found interesting is that he kept playing, and he kept playing in this against these Hydra teams, where normal people do the strategy, and then AI would do the short-term tactics. And he was beat by a janitor somewhere, like a normal person using AI for the tactics, but the person himself, he was just thinking about the overall strategy. So they were able to defeat Garry, right? And the Hydra model, yeah, that's probably the model we'll all end up using if AI is going to progress at this pace, where you will use an AI assistant in a way to be able to keep above that curve. What makes that interesting, and this is the depressing part, 1 second. We're in uncharted UX territory because this relationship we can have with this type of tool, with this type of assistant, is going to be way more intimate than anything else, right? It's not going to be the same like the relationship you have with Photoshop or Windows or Office or whatever. Because you already see it in the mannerisms, how people are talking to their AI assistant. They're using please and thank you. They're using personification. The assistant also has recent memory of everything, right? So it's not a tool, but it's more of a partnership. And I feel that this, where it becomes a little bit scary, because all those foundational models, if you use a tool like OpenAI, like Claude, like everything else, they are phoning home, right? They are using at the backend Gemini, Llama, well, not Llama in particular, but Grok AI, OpenAI, everything else they're basically using your data and they will use it for something. And why I think they will use it for something is that there's been a ton of investments in AI. Like I think the last number is 700 billion or something. The ROI is not that great just yet, right? So it's all future forecasting and hoping it will make money at some point. And investors, on the whole, are not that patient. So at some point, investors will want to see return on their investment. Grabbing an example out of history again, in 2011, Google said, don't be evil. They were all helping. They had this nice browser, nice search engine. They weren't doing anything malicious. They were just helping us out, right? Come today, don't be evil unless it makes you a lot of money, right? That's where they're at right now. And if you look at their current, and this is 2022, their quarterly income statement, 56 billion of the 69 billion that they're making comes out of ads, targeted ads, customer profiling, cumulative customer profiling and whatnot. And I fear this is where the evolution of AI is going to go to as well. We were at the stage that AI is helpful, right? I feel like we are at the stage where I think you might have seen it, that OpenAI just added shopping to ChatGPT. It will be very easy to, from your client, be able to shop directly. So I thought we were there. I think the next thing is going to be product placement, that somebody at the back end will pay OpenAI or somebody to just make sure that the product that you're researching gets put on top. And then you can go off the rails, right? Is if you talk to it in that intimate fashion, you can get political bias influenced and haul out personalization reinforcing bias and maybe change your opinion about certain topics in an entirely different way. Funnily enough, yesterday, after I created this presentation, OpenAI has a new CEO for applications. It's a person at Instacart. She worked for 10 years as the product lead at Meta on ads. Just say. And so there's signals out there. And that's just if they want to target ads at you and then try to change your mind. There's another one that I found a little bit depressing thinking about it is from birth off, right? We're doing time investment in different to gather experiences and get all these skills. And all of this constitutes us as a working person. This is the value that we build up during our lifetime. And I'm now 48. So at this point, I've got 48 of time investment, and this is my worth. This is what I can bring to a company. So this is the value I can create for a company moving forward as well. But if I share everything with an AI, right? The best thing that can happen is they'll just use it to create an AI agent that uses my type of correlations and thinking, et cetera, and monetize that to somewhere else. The worst case scenario is, of course, is it will take my job, right? And you might think that might not happen, but it always starts with content creation. And if you look at content creation, actors are already at risk. We've got digital twins, they're using voice actors, et cetera. So it always starts with content creation and then it just goes into other territories. So what can we do to prevent the AI apocalypse? And this is where I'm going to do a little bit of Nillion selling, just a little bit, right? So what you could do is, instead of just storing everything in the cloud and at Google, et cetera, is create mouthful, decentralized, encrypted, permission scalable storage. That's what we're doing. You can also, next to it, have a decentralized, secure, arbitrary compute platform. If they communicate with each other, then you actually have the central compute unit that's completely secure, and you can do stuff on, also run AI. So that's our main component. And obviously, well, no tech drawing cannot have input and output, right? So put those there as well. But this whole system, of course, has a trust model that has a trust me bro vibe, right? As in, trust me, it's secure. So what we're adding is a immutable layer posting on the blockchain that has trust verification through the whole end-to-end call. And this whole thing is multi-users, multiple users can use the blind computer, and we also allow for agents. So that's it. If you're interested in checking us out, docs.nillion.com. And I'm within time. Thank you.
Are there any questions?
Or commiserations, as in we're all going to hell. That's fine as well.
I have a question.
Sure.
So I agree with a lot of the sort of worries of and potential avenues that AI could go down. What are you using day to day in place of things like ChatGPT?
Yeah, so I'm still using ChatGPT, I'm sorry to say. But we are, and this is what we're working, well, that is what I'm focusing on at Nillion, is I'm trying to create expert systems that are running in a TE. For instance, we moved away from public meeting note takers, and we created our own using the Whisper model in a TE and then using a summarization engine within a TE, and you can talk to all the meetings that I've had. And I have this attestation that this was done in a privacy preserving way, and it's secure. So what I'm personally trying is not to rely on foundational models that just have all the answers, but then try to choose expert models that I can train and I have control over and are running in a privacy preserving way.
Okay, nice. That makes sense. Anybody else? Yes.
Sure.
I'm just curious, what is, because I really like your presentation. I mostly agree. But I'm very curious, what does Nillion do now day to day for their clients?
Right. So for our clients, we're already running expert models in TEs in combination with the nerdy tech jargon that I try to keep as short as possible. Mm-hmm. So we are doing this already.
Yeah.
So you can store stuff in a decentralized way using secret sharing. So it can only be reconstructed in one spot, and then we have very opinionated communication between our decentralized TE environment and that decentralized storage.
All right. I'm going to look it up.
Great. Great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. It's lunchtime.
Thank you. Lunchtime.